There we go. Gotta unmute the microphone before we can start talking. Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing today? It is once again another Monday, another Lego building Monday. Brain just literally just stopped working mid sentence. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. In case you missed it, on Saturday I started up uh, the uh, the old beer and steer time slot for Saturday nights again. Normally, beer and steer is a either a truck sim or something like that. You know, driving while having some beverages. But on that particular episode, we shot down the meteor in eco, and then we decided because we wanted to see what would happen. And I'm an admin, so I respawned the meteor and then had it crash into the planet. And there were some good clippable moments, especially when the meteor went right through the middle of my house. That was awesome. What's up, Devin? Welcome in. Welcome in. Um, or where I was standing on the top of my factory, and my factory took a direct hit, and I fell through. And then we went and explored the crater from the large where the large meteor hit. Uh, and we went all the way down to, I guess, bedrock. It was pretty deep. You wouldn't have been able to survive that if you weren't scuba diving. But that's what we're going to do from now on Saturday nights. We're going to play some kind of video game, whether it be truck driving or NASCAR racing, farm sim, ranch sim. It's just going to be a video game, whatever we feel like playing that day. It could be Fallout 4 for all I know. Or maybe I'll, convince the wife to boot up her Satisfactory and we'll play around on Satisfactory and go choo chooing. Ooh, Railroads Online. We could do that too. I need 3 other people to join me on Railroads Online so I can get that achievement. But today, we are going to play. We're going to be building a couple of Lego sets that we just got Saturday after my daughter's archery tournament. So let's go ahead and we'll slide over here. Maybe. There we go. So these are the 2 sets that we're building today. We got Lightning McQueen and a snowplow. I was originally, that's right, faster than fast, quicker than quick. I am speed. Originally, I was going to build one of my Bricklink train sets. I have 2 of them. I have the Old West. Wait, no, I think I've already built the Old West. Hang on a second. I got 2 Bricklinks over here. Let me go see what they are real quick.
Oh, I'm thinking. You mean Brixton or Old West train?
So I have the log train and the harbor master's office. I was going to do the log train today, but this coming weekend we're expecting a pretty nasty winter storm to roll in. So what's up, Quack? Welcome in, buddy. Um, oh, so since we're expecting a pretty gnarly winter storm coming in, and I'm going to get to ride on one of our department's snowplows, I decided I was going to do the snowplow / salt spreader. I was like, well, that's kind of a small set. It wouldn't take very long to do. I'm also going to do the Lightning McQueen once we get done with the snowplow. Glad to see me this week. All right, hope things are going well. So Mondays are typically my day off. Typically, it's been not a regular day off because we've had. I think I was in training last Monday, and I was off the Monday before, but then I had to work the Monday before that. So I think there was a month where I didn't have my normal Monday off. But my Mondays are supposed to be my day off. So, and because today's also a holiday, I get tomorrow off because I can't have my day off be the holiday because they don't allow you to bank the holiday hours. So today technically is a holiday. I'll be off tomorrow for my normal off day, and then I'll work Wednesday, and they're probably going to give me Thursday off because we're going to start 24-hour operations on Friday for the snowstorm coming in. Well, winter storm. We don't know if it's going to be snow or ice. Hopefully snow, because God, don't want no ice. Welcome to Tuca Park. Nice shirt. Yep, my Jurassic Park shirt. Uh, I thought about wearing my Dumpster Fire Response Team shirt, but I've worn that like 3 times since I got it on Christmas, and I don't want to keep wearing it and have the screen printing come off. So I decided to give it a break. Though with this weekend, it was probably a good idea to go ahead and wear it. Maybe if I'm off Saturday night, I'll wear it while I stream Saturday night, but I don't know how that's all going to work out because we're either going to work. Well, I'm either working a noon to midnight shift or a midnight to noon shift. And the reason we do those shifts is because our crews work 6 to 6. And this way, what we can do is um, instead of us coming in and having to brief the 6 o'clock outgoing crew, like not the outgoing crew, but the snowplow crew, right when we get on shift and we have no idea what's going on, the midnight to noon crew will brief the 6 a.m. crew. So they have 6 hours to gather information from the current snowplow crew and the weather service to formulate our incident action plan for the 6 a.m. crew. That way, when they come on, they can go ahead, get their brief, and then they're out the door before 7. And then my crew will come on at noon, and then we'll gather that information from the current snowplow crew and the weather service, and then the 6 p.m. crew, when they come on, we'll already have our incident action plan ready to go so we can brief them, and they can be out the door by 7 p.m. to start doing whatever they need to do. So that's why we have it offsetting like that. Let's see here. The snowplow is awesome. I saw it at Barnes and Noble, and I was like, I snapped a picture of it and I sent it to my coworkers. And I was like, snowplow salt spreader, and everybody's like, yeah. So I'm going to build it today so I can take it into work Wednesday and put it on my desk. Let's see here. Got ½ inch of snow. That was unexpected. Second day of unexpected odd snow. Well, Quack, you're up in Colorado. You should be expecting snow all the time, regardless of, you know, uh, the current weather outside. And you lost 7 pounds. Awesome, Devin. I think Book lost like 5 or 6 pounds or something like that.
5 when
I have not weighed myself because I don't need that kind of negative information in my life. Uh, but I'm on a slew of meds right now for high cholesterol and my diabetes. So I have metformin for my diabetes, and I don't remember what the cholesterol med is that I'm taking. But those are 2 pills, and then I also have to give. Oh, I didn't give myself my shot.
I said I didn't my shot.
So I gotta take my shot today. I take Trulicity shot. It is for diabetes and high cholesterol, but it also suppresses your appetite. So I typically don't eat as much when I'm on my Trulicity. So maybe I've lost some weight too. I don't know. What's up, Natty? How you doing? You gonna build some Lego with me today? So I have the instructions up over here. That way we don't have to have the instruction booklet out here. I've got some coffee. Um, I got rudely awakened this morning by my work phone going off for a winter weather brief. That's how I found out about this coming weekend. Because this is supposed to start, have the Arctic blast coming down Thursday. Then Friday afternoonish time frame, is when the moisture from the Pacific and the Gulf are going to merge pretty much right over our state. And that's going to lead to anywhere between a quarter inch of ice or 3 inches of snow. We're not sure yet. But whatever the precipitation is that we're going to get, it's going to be a wintry mix. We don't know if it's going to be winter precipitation. We don't know if it's going to be ice or snow. I need to turn that up. Let's see. Can't really leave your house. Yeah. What book said? Amazon delivery or Target delivery? You know, if you get the Target 360. Turn off my phone. Motion in my garden. There better not be motion.
There is always squirrel.
Yep, squirrel.
Or pickles. Or the black cat.
Or the gray cat.
Or the gray cat.
Ice, ice, baby. Chika, chika. What's up, Garfield? How you doing? Anyway. Yeah, so either we're going to get ice or we're going to get snow. We're getting some kind of winter precipitation. We just don't know what the precipitation is going to be, and we don't know how much of it we're going to get. So, set this here so I can scan it later and get the points. Got too bad. So how you doing, Kevin? It is morning. So speaking of everybody being in here now, we got quite a few in here. So if y'all aren't following Book, that's my wife. She'll actually be doing a stream tonight called Book After Dark, where she'll be talking about books. On hold with Natrata. Did you get my my message on Discord about your server? Making sure that your account has the correct version of Eco attached to it. If not, you need to download the newer version to your account, because that's what your server's going off of, is your Eco account. So make sure you check that. But yes, Book After Dark is going to be at 6 p.m. Central tonight. So if you want to talk all things book, go ahead and chime in or tune in. Timer ball reminder. You probably won't get the timer ball reminder in time to throw your timer balls, but there's the timer ball reminder. Then we got Quack, Grand Admiral Quack. Camera's good to go. Yes, her camera's good to go. And your Eco account is good with the current version, got the 0.6 or whatever. Then yeah, I would have to talk with Natrata. Yep. Devin tried the trying to catch a little too late. But anyway, Grand Admiral Quack streams on the weekends normally. I catch him usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere around that time frame. He does mainly Lego builds, but his 4-year stream anniversary is coming up in April, and he's going to do a bunch of community games and stuff. So you might want to tune in and check out what games he's going to be playing. We got Kevin. He streams every Saturday around, I think it's 11 Central, doing usually Farm Sim, sometimes some other games. Him and I need to get together and do a collab for some Farm Sim. Let's see. Who else streams and has come in? Exposing Alex. She usually streams on Fridays. Usually Friday nights after her son's gone to bed, and she does Legos. So if you get a chance, check her out. Maybe one day we can get her to stream some Satisfactory as well, because Book got her hooked on Satisfactory. Squirrel. Squirrel's in the backyard playing. Unless you're talking about my squirrel brain going from one thing to the other and then back. And I was playing Satisfactory yesterday with the wife, and after stream was over, I was trying to finish fixing up our power issues, and then I was like, "Ooh, I can build more fuel generators." Then I started working on that, and then I'm like, "Oh, but this over here needs to be fixed." So I started working on this over here, and then I was like, "Oh, but this over here," and I started working on this over here, and I was like, next thing you know, I had 4 projects going and no clue what in the world was going on, and now my camera's out of focus because it couldn't keep up with my jazz hands. There we go. You're right. Water sucks. Coffee is better. I prefer my water filtered through coffee grounds. I think by the time I logged off last night, I had to set my character next to the machine that I was working on in the hopes that when we play again, I will remember what I was doing. Not gonna happen, but you know, one can hope. I know Devin streams every once in a while. Um, why is there no sulfur? Yeah, yeah. Where did my sulfur go, Garfield? Same, same. Good luck with the sulfur. Yeah. Oh, remembering what I was doing. Congratulations to Fantasy for first, Book for second, Trail is third. Devin, thank you for the bed check, making sure everybody's here, ready for the Tuca movie, and for the hydrate from Garfield. We gotta put the little beanie on this guy, keep his little noggin warm while he's out there plowing. Someone may or may not have turned it off. It was turned off for shizzle. He's got a shovel and a broom. There's a shovel, and there's the broom. Trying to stream Thursday evenings as well between 8 and 9 Mountain Time. Sweet, sweet. What you gonna stream then? More farm sim. What does Kevin stream? Streams himself. Kevin streams himself. All right. We have our snowplow driver with his broom and snow shovel. A variety of games. Sweet. We'll stick our snowplow driver over here so he can watch me build a snowplow. Quack mentioned wanting to do ATS during his stream anniversary. So that sounds like that's gonna be fun. I like ATS. I like it a lot. Wrong channel for that kind of stream. What did I say? Oh. Are you sure this is the wrong channel? There ain't much that's off the table. I mean, yeah, there are some things, but not much. What? Oh, Kevin streaming himself? I mean, still technically, it's not the wrong channel for that. Just depending upon what he's streaming of himself. Yeah, we figured she would have dropped with the.
And but she's ranked number 6 out of 7th.
Like in the state or just in that competition? We're looking up Fantasy's scores from this past weekend shoot. She didn't do as good as usual, but part of that's also because she usually shoots. Because she's a lefty, she usually shoots on the right side of the target, and this time she was shooting on the left side of the target. And her team's not had much luck the last couple of shoots. They've been shooting against elementary and middle school. Well, not shooting against them, but shooting with them on like the same targets and stuff. And they don't always behave like they should. So they haven't had much luck. Their first shoot of the season, they did really good. They were actually just 30 points off of what their coach wants them to shoot to go to nationals. But the last couple of times that they've shot, they've been shooting against those kids or shooting with those kids, and their scores have dropped. What's up, VTuber? How are you? Is it Liana? I'm doing good. No, Twitter. Well, thank you for the follow. I'll hop over there later and give you the follow back. Did you have a good weekend? Get your nerd on. Get your nerd on. There it is. I was like, where did the other one go? Oh. I was sitting there looking at the instructions. So when I was looking at the instructions, it looked like it had one of these little black pieces here going on top of the blue. I was like, why is only one of them on top of the blue and the other one not? Because they're actually supposed to go over here on the sides. Read the instructions carefully. Okay, that's not there. It's over here. So, for those of you that play video games on my servers and such, um, we did take down the meteor this past weekend on Eco. So now it's time to decide what new game we want to put on the server to start playing. Um, I've had a request for 7 Days to Die. I know people would like to have the Darkness Falls mod, but I've not been able to find a way to get that to actually work on the server. Um, but I'm not opposed to playing regular old vanilla, not vanilla, but well, I guess vanilla 7 Days to Die because I ain't figured out how to get the mods to work. Got to vote for Ark. I will. Let's start thinking about what game you would like to see on the server next. I will be putting up a poll later this evening for people to vote on what they want next. I've thought about experimenting and seeing about build 42 for Project Zomboid as well. Um, because it's an unstable right now. But I think before I put that on the server, I think I'm going to do like a hosted game and see how that goes first. If it works pretty good in hosted, then we'll swap it over to an actual server. But I've heard that it's stable enough that they're actually allowing mods on the game now for build 42 multiplayer. I guess I should preface that that's multiplayer. Because build 42's been out, I think, on stable for a while now as a single player. But they finally got multiplayer out. Um, and if Garfield would like, um, either he can put it out there or I can put it out there. The login information and stuff for his Satisfactory server if anybody wants to play on it. But that's up to him if he wants to put that information out. I need two of these. why I did that. It doesn't really matter which way that goes on there. I could just flip it around. All right. I will eventually figure out how this goes on here. There we go. All right, Devin. Have fun. Enjoy looking at all the comics. Hope they go down. Why don't you just tell me to put them on that way to begin with? It's been a heck of a lot easier than doing what I had to do to figure it out. So we are firmly in the new year now, so hopefully everybody is having a good new year. You don't have to share your New Year's resolutions if you do not want to, but if you want to, go ahead and put it out there. What you're going to change about yourself this year, or what you're going to try and keep the same for some people. If you want to try and continue being an a hole, then by all means, you do you. If you want to try and stop being an a hole, by all means. I ain't going to stop you from doing one or the other. I don't like that. Why are you going to put the steering wheel off center from the driver? That makes no sense. You want them all. It's just a matter of which one you want right now. That should be the correct response. Get a ringside seat to hell, I get a preview. It's gonna be really cool though when we do this winter weather activation. Because the boss said he wants us to spend the first half of our shift riding along on the plows. That's gonna be really neat. Ooh. The biggest question that we're going to run into, since we have limited information right now on what kind of precipitation we're expecting is how we're going to pre-treat, and we might not be able to pre-treat. So, for those that aren't familiar with uh, winter weather operations from a DOT standpoint, there's basically two ways to fight winter weather. Well, okay, yeah, two ways to fight winter weather. There is a third option, but that's not really fighting. That's just acceptance, and that's what North Dakota does. North Dakota just accepts it. Uh, but the two ways to fight winter weather is anti-icing and de-icing. Anti-icing, of course, is where you pre-treat the roads prior to the winter weather rolling in order to prevent the ice from or the snow from bonding with the pavement and making it slick. And then, of course, the other method is de-icing, where the ice or snow, has already bonded with the pavement, and you're trying to break that bond. That is definitely not what you want to do, because that's a lot more difficult to deal with than anti-icing, but it also depends on what kind of precipitation you have coming in. So if you have rain arriving prior to the transition to snow and ice, you would want to put down your rock salt. And reason being is because then the rain will dissolve the rock salt and it'll make the brine on the roadway. And that will prevent the ice from bonding with the pavement. The problem with doing that is a lot of times, one, it requires more material. Two, the vehicles driving behind the salt trucks and stuff also blow the salt off the road. So it's not a very effective way to do it. Another option is to put down actual brine like the day prior, let it dry, and then when the rains come, it forms the brine again. Uses a lot less material, but there again, after the brine has dried, you now have the salt crystals left over, which can get blown off the road by the vehicles. So typically, anti-icing before a storm, if it's going to be wet precipitation prior, it's typically not done. You end up having to do de-icing measures instead. Saves resources, prevents scratches and stuff from the salt being kicked up by vehicles. Makes the public not as mad at you because they don't know how to drive. That kind of stuff. Then, of course, you have the de-icing measures, where you want to throw rock salt down on the ice or snow, and then as the snow and ice melt, it mixes with the rock salt, and then prevents the refreeze effect. Now, like I said, that's all if you have wet precipitation prior to a snowstorm or a winter storm. Now, if it's going to be dry, and then you're going to have snow and or freezing rain immediately as the storm starts, then that's when you can start doing the anti-icing measures. And what we'll do is we'll get, depending upon the temperature, we will pre-mix our brine, and we'll put that out no sooner than 12 hours prior to a storm. There we go. And then that'll give uh, that'll give time for the brine to kind of dry, but not dry so much to the point where it gets blown off the roads. And then when the snow or the freezing rain start hitting, then it'll help with the prevent the bonding of the pavement. We're on the bag too. And then once it starts snowing, that's when we start throwing out the salt to help keep the mixture going. But by keeping the snow and ice from bonding with the pavement, that allows us to plow it off the road to keep the roads clear. Now, that doesn't mean that just because we're keeping the roads clear, the traveling public should hop on the roads. No, please don't. Because that still interferes with, our operations and stuff. But we still ask the public to only drive if necessary. Try and keep as many people off the road as possible so we can get the roads cleared as quickly as possible. But of course, that doesn't all that never happened. Traveling public's going to be traveling even while we're trying to do stuff because they just don't listen to public service announcements saying, "Hey, bad weather storm coming, don't go out." They're just like, I can do it, no problem. So that then slows down our response. Also, now I'll admit I'm guilty of this. I did this back in 07. I've learned my lesson. That's not a good idea to do. But if you see snow plows doing what's called gang plowing, please do not split the plows. One, it's dangerous for you, and two, it affects their ability to plow properly. And what I mean by gang plowing is you'll have one snow plow here, and then you'll have another one just offset a little bit, and then depending upon how wide the road is, then you'll have another one and another one. They'll be offset just a little bit so that they can clear the entire roadway in one go. But what'll happen is because they're not right next to each other, they'll be off a little bit, stopping distance. But then vehicles will be driving along, and then finally they'll find where they can no longer be on the clear road because the very front snow plow, of course, they're doing like 25. So they then try to hop over into the snow covered road to pass all the snow plows. Well, a lot of times what ends up happening is when they move over in that snow, all of a sudden they start losing control. They slide off in the ditch. They might hit a snow plow. They might make it, but now you're driving on snow and ice and you don't know what in the world's going on, and it's very hazardous. So just stay behind the plows, let them plow the road for you. Nothing is so important during a snowstorm that you need to pass a snow plow in order to get around and get there. If you're running late for something, just run late. There's no reason for you to end up in a ditch and spend the next 12 hours, because that's probably what's going to happen. You're probably stuck in a ditch for about 12 hours while the wrecker trucks make their ways around, but the wreckers aren't coming out if the roads ain't clear because they don't want to end up in the ditch either. So you'll probably be in the ditch for like 12 hours, freezing your little butt off because you did something dumb. So don't do it. But yeah, back in 07, I split a gang plow once, and looking back on it, that was a dumb idea. I was lucky and I made it. And it wasn't without its it's fun times though. Because the first time I went to go around the lead snowplow, as soon as I hit the snow covered lane, I started losing control. So I hopped back over behind the snowplow and followed him for a little bit longer, and then decided to try it again. I made it that time, but it was a pucker factor of like 8. There's a 100 car pilot by you. So about see, stay home, people. What was it a couple weeks ago? I think there was a 130 something car pileup near Chicago. I think it was that ended up with like 25 fatalities or some weird crap like that. And I was like, holy crap! All because people are like, well, I gotta go somewhere. Like, no, you don't. You ain't got to go nowhere. Don't be an idiot. That's just a good way to get yourself unalived. But I guess if you don't really care, it is your well. It's not just your life when you do something dumb like that. It's people's lives around you too. That's the thing that a lot of people need to realize as well is it's not just your life you're taking into your hands when you do something like that. I was young and dumb and I did it too. But learn from my mistakes. You gotta make your own. Don't get me wrong, you definitely learn more from making your own. That don't mean you have to make it. It's getting warm over here. Whew. It was like 16 or 17 degrees this morning when I went outside to go grab firewood to start up the fireplace. And then when we went out to get books and my new cameras, it was like 38 degrees, and I'm out there in t-shirt and shorts like an idiot. At least that's what everybody else was thinking. Mother trucker, put that in the wrong spot. Right, 38 degrees is warm. All right, we got ads starting soon. It'll be one block of ads. It's 3 minutes long. We do it once per hour. This prevents the pre-roll ads. So when people decide to check out what is the Tuca movie, they get Tuca movie, no ads until the top of the hour. Also, because of that, it reduces the amount of interruptions to the ads. So you get a whole 57 minutes with no ads. Uh, oh, during the ad break, I do not build Lego. Uh, So if you're not subscribed or if you don't have turbo, don't worry, you're not going to miss any of the build. Uh, because I won't be building. We'll be maybe picking up pieces for the next few steps. We'll definitely be chatting, unless of course I need to take a break. But if you do get the ads and you can't, you're not able to, participate in the chat, make sure you get up, stretch your legs, get you something to drink, maybe get a snack. If you need to, take a bio break. Because we've been sitting for an hour. You might need to get up, move around, get the blood flowing. Every once in a while, I'll do that too on one of my ad breaks. So make sure you do the same. If you do have turbo or you're subscribed, you won't get ads. But like I said, that doesn't mean that you have to subscribe because you're not going to miss any of the build. Now, Saturday nights when I'm gaming, you might miss some of the gaming. But as far as the Lego portion is concerned, you're not going to miss any of the build. Let's see here. Last time you drove in the snow was taking Gizzy to work in Tennessee. The Jeep decided to go into the ditch. Got yourself out. There you go. That's another thing that kills me is I hear all the time people are like, I'll be fine. I got 4-wheel drive. Well, I hope you're not driving around in 4-wheel drive because, um, if you get stuck in 2-wheel drive, then you can put it in 4-wheel drive and get yourself out. If you get stuck in 4-wheel drive, you SOL. So Gizzy was on the phone with her mom at the time. Well, when I was up in Nebraska, I would do I would go around and I would pick people up for work and stuff because we were considered essential personnel, so we still had to go to work. But one of the times that I was going around, this guy in this little bitty smart car or Fit or Honda Fit, whatever it was, little bitty car, trying to climb up this hill. And so I just eased up behind him because I have a brush guard on the front of my truck and it's covered in rubber. So I just eased up to the back of his vehicle. And then when I, felt his vehicle, then I just pushed him on up the hill. I was still in 2-wheel drive too. I wasn't even in 4-wheel. So, yeah, not 4-wheel stop. You also want to know, or you also should know that it's not 4-wheel float either. Just because you got 4-wheel drive, don't mean you can go through the water there. That's 4-wheel sink, not 4-wheel float. All right, so we are in ads. I just spent the last 5 minutes chit chatting and not doing anything. So let's go ahead and we'll grab parts for the next few steps. So I'll sit this over here so I don't build on it. So that's that step. That's that step. Excuse me. But hopefully everybody's having a good Monday. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I think it's his birthday. I think it's his birthday. Oh, it's just celebrated on the third Monday of January. When is his birthday? Oh, his birth. Really? His birthday's January 15th. So cool. So it's celebrated. Martin Luther King's birthday celebrated the third Monday of January because it's closest ish to his birthday. Next month we'll have President's Day. I think it actually used to be Washington's birthday, and they changed it to President's Day. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I looked that one up too. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Let's see what Frosty's got to say. Meanwhile, let's catch up on chat. Buzzing with Lego set debates and pokey catching fever. Tuka snagged a Chajara bug while Natty braves a snowy 100-car pilot. You better not be braving a snowy 100-car pilot up there, Natty. Elbiro keeps the chat hyped with timer ball tips, and Garfield shares a ditch digging adventure. Remember to stay active for those pokey payouts and stick around for minimal ad breaks. Yeah, Natty, you better not be braving no 100-car pileup. I'll send Mad Dog to whoop your butt. All right. So everybody should be back from ads. If you're not back from ads, raise your hand. We're going to get back to building our snowplow. Tears back in your eyes. We got an Iggly buff. Effective balls are basic balls, fantasy balls, feather balls, and nest balls. All the balls. You know, private sector really doesn't care about their people. Even if they're going to lose money by having people at work when nobody's going to come and buy anything, they still want you there. No breaks, no breaks, no breaks. I like no capes. No capes, no capes. Timer ball reminder. I got apologize. Put the tears back in your eyes. Nobody caught the Iggly buff. Womp, womp, womp. Need 4 of these. There's those 4. These 2. 4 of these. 2 of these. Put the snowflake right in the center. You know, it's really nice when you work not far from home. Like when I was in the military, let's see, when I was at RAF Lakenheath, I could walk to work in 5 minutes. When I worked in Korea, I literally lived across the street from where I worked. And when I was at Little Rock Air Force Base, I lived in different places, but for the majority of my time at Little Rock Air Force Base, I worked probably about 3 minutes, a 3-minute drive. It was like I think it was 2.5 miles from my house, my office. Yep. Um, Now, when I was in Nebraska, I actually lived in off base housing. So it was still base housing, but it was off the main installation and it wasn't gated. That one would take me usually about 10 minutes to get to work. Unless, of course, I went while everybody else was trying to get to work. Yes, that is correct. I had to look to make sure that the chevron was going correctly. So there's been a debate at work about having the chevrons like this because it points towards the center of the vehicle. Some people are, hey, what's going on, Cat Karma? Build's going pretty good. You're in a waiting room. Oh, hopefully it's nothing bad. Uh, but some of the guys at work believe that having it this way points vehicles into the construction vehicle. But when you actually sit there and think about it, the reason the chevrons are like this is because when you have a flagger is going from the top center, down and out to point you to which lane you need to be in, which is what this is doing. It's saying down and out. You need to go down and out, down and out. So that's why the chevrons are like this on the construction vehicles and stuff, is to simulate a flagger saying over here, here, here. So that's why. There's been a big debate at work about having them that way or uh, having them the opposite direction. So they think it then tells the vehicles to go away from the truck. But then you're sitting there going, "Hey, hey," and then no, we don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. That's bad. Bad, bad, bad. But yeah, in case you were ever wondering why the chevrons on the back of the construction vehicles are that way, that's why. The simulate a flagger telling you to go to move over, move over. Oh, well, thank you. I think I got this shirt at Target a few years back, or as we like to say, Target. 9. Correct. We don't want to do it. A fancy pronunciation. Yep. I was sitting here chit chatting with y'all, and I failed to realize that I was supposed to build 2 of these. Look what y'all done did. Got me all distractified. I blame Garfield. It's his fault. Oh, wait, no. Is Kevin here? Because if Kevin's not here, it's all Kevin's fault. I see nothing from Kevin. Kevin must not be here, so it's all Kevin's fault. Bet she's over in Carrot Stream. Kevin's fault 100%. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Nothing. Nothing's going on. I said y'all distracted me and I didn't realize I had to build two of these doors right here. So it's all your fault. Because you weren't here to defend yourself. No reward. Won't be a casualty. Cut the cord. Cut the cord. Freedom. Freedom. Garfield says it's still your fault. That's weird. I got disconnected from my own chat room. Interesting. Very interesting. But stupid. Oh. The way the salt spreader works on this thing is as these wheels turn, it turns this little gear here, which then turns the salt spreader. That's pretty cool. It's got to be Kevin's fault because we blamed Kevin. He came back. We told him why we blamed him. And then suddenly I get disconnected from my chat room. So I bet you it had everything to do with Kevin. Hey, what's up, Wargaming? Stranger? I'm not a stranger. Stranger danger. I'm in danger. Can't blame you. I can blame you. So how you doing, Wargaming? If you guys aren't following Wargaming, you need to follow him. He's a fun person to watch. He has blonde moments just like I do where he just forgets what he's saying. Makes streams interesting. No, I need this snowplow for research purposes. Strategic snow removal. You are not a terrible person to watch. You're probably the best person to watch between me and Book and you. You're so uplifting and inspiring and helpful. Except for you, you lie about Book a lot. But I'm surprised, Book allows you to talk about her like that. The check is in the mail. Oh, I didn't pay Frosty? No. Glad they finally changed their website to allow for the one-time contribution again. There we go. All right, but we got our snowplow. It's up. We can tilt it to the left or right. We can put it down so we can actually plow left or right. Well, you the reason you would push straight like this is if you're going on an overpass that goes over another roadway or a railroad track. So you would push the snow to the end and then you would turn your plow to push it off the side of the road. Otherwise, you would push snow on the downward side of the crown of the road. Now, the reason I specify the downward side of the crown of the road is because sometimes the crown of the road is not where you would think it is. For instance, let's say you have two lanes going this way, then two lanes coming this way, and it's divided by a median. Well, the crown of the road is going to be the center of either one of those lanes. So if you're in the right lane, you're going to want to push the snow to the right. If you're in the left lane, you're going to want to push the snow to the left and push it into the median. Then, of course, also you have banked turns. So you're going to want to push the snow down the bank. You don't want to push it up the bank because then when the snow melts and starts running down the bank and then refreezes, now you have ice in the middle of a corner. You don't want to do that either. So you want to make sure you plow the snow away from the crown of the road. Ooh. Oh, that's cool! I didn't realize the cab came forward like that. Let's get our salt into our spreader here. Go. Now we have our salt in our spreader. We'll close up our snow plow, and as we plow, it poops out salt. So there we go. We have our snow plow and salt spreader. I did not put my little man. Oh, did not put my little man in the. We'll put our broom here and our shovel here. Oop. I put our little man in there. He ain't got no windows on his door, so it's gonna be cold in that snowplow. There we go. I know, right? I was surprised when it was a $28 set as well. Like, holy cow. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little set. And you missed it earlier, Wargaming, but the reason I decided to build this is because we have a winter storm coming this weekend that I'm going to have to work, and I'm going to get to ride in one of the snowplows, so that's going to be fun. I don't have my CDL, so I can't drive the snowplow. But my boss does want me to get my CDL so I can be part of the what they call a strike team. Oh, you think it should be less? I was surprised it was 28. I was like, wow. But I guess it is a 263 piece set. And judging by what I normally consider for pricing, it should be like $26.30. So $28 is a little bit more pricey than the amount of parts that you get for it, but oh, they're paper bags.
You son of a- Never get.
They're paper bags. That's cool. The dreaded paper bag. You don't like the paper bags, Angel? And welcome in, welcome in. This is actually the first set that I've gotten with paper bags, I believe. Oh, we got to do stickers, but this past week my stickers did come in for the Lego City train station that we built a couple weeks back. Actually, might be a month back now. So I do need to put these on the train station. If we have time today, I'll probably do that at the end. If not, then I'll probably do it off stream. But like the wife, I've heard many times that Lego's going to paper bags, and I have not seen paper bags. Oh, I grew up with the old plastic ones as well. It's got a perforated edge on it so you can easily rip it, but as you can see, that didn't easily rip at all. Hey, we got a paper bag inside of a paper bag. Surprised that the Enterprise uses plastic bags. I'm surprised that anything uses paper bags right now because, like I said, this is my first set with paper bags. Actually, no, I think I had one other set that had paper bags. Can't remember which one it was though. I'll have to go back and look. You built a set in a plastic bag? That's interesting. That's like building those ships in the glass bottle. And now we got Lightning McQueen. I would assume, being Lightning McQueen, we don't have a minifigure because who's driving Lightning McQueen? I have a feeling that I was going to say something else, and I don't remember what it was at this point. So we're just going to roll with it. Been waffling on Lightning McQueen because of all the stickers. Stickers don't bother me. Speaking of which, though, I need to get my tweezers out for my stickers. And seeing the wife's peanut tin over there, I need to order some more peanuts. Yeah, stickers don't really bother me, especially now that I have these tweezers that I got from Lumi Bricks or Fun Hole, whichever one you want to call it. Their official title now is Lumi Bricks, but they've even changed their website. But I knew them first as Fun Hole. And for Christmas, I still got a set that was branded as Fun Hole. But of course, another set was branded as Lumi Bricks, and it was in the same theme. So I guess it's just one of their old boxes that was still in storage and needed to be shipped out. No sense in just pulling everything out of the box and putting in another box just because you did a rename, I get, or a rebrand. Ship it out the way it is. On that note, uh, any hole can also be a terror. So take that for what you will. Saw a video one time. I think it was on Badge 502's Facebook feed where they looked into the end of uh, the top of a fence post, like the cross post, and there was a wasp nest in there. That's not a fun hole. Wargaming being a bad boy and sending my chat down a nasty rabbit hole. There's Alex with the 7 stream streak. Come streaking around the grease tractor. Didn't have nothing on but a high top Reeboks. I just confused both the garage portion of They Call Him the Streak and the basketball portion of that song. So congratulations. I just butchered it all. No, wasps are definitely not fun holes. Wasp nests, even less so. You have zero clue what we're talking about? That's probably for the best. Not gonna lie. You can blame Wargaming for this conversation. Oh, the streak thing? Oh! Um, so there's a song by Ray Stevens. It's like a little comedy song. It's called The Streak. And basically, the premise behind it is this guy's going around streaking around town, and this other guy and his wife seem to be like no matter where they're at, that guy's streaking. And eventually, the guy's wife, ditches him and joins in the streak. Not you, uh huh. Not you, my foot. You dirty, dirty little boy. Oh, yes, they call him the streak. This is your Action News reporter in the booth at the gym covering the disturbance at the basketball playoffs. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. I was just going down there to get Ethel a snow cone. Here he come. Right out of the cheap seats. Right down the middle of the court there. Didn't have nothing on but his high top Reeboks. He was a dribbling. Made a jump shot and got out through the concession. I hollered up to Ethel. I said, "Don't look, Ethel." Too late. She done got a free shot. Grandstanding there, right there in front of the home team. Oh, yes, they call him the streak. Boogity, boogity. Who's that with him? Ethel? Is that you, Ethel? Where do you think you're going? You get your clothes on. Wasn't you, but we caught you on the counter. Remember the lesson. If the suspense doesn't kill you, nothing else will. But we saw you banging on the sofa. I was worried that that wasn't going to fit right because it was sticking above the other part, but it fit just perfect. That is a bright pink piece. Well, in the instructions it is, but not down here. All right, so we have a Corvus Squire, timer ball reminder, effective balls of the mock balls. You so tired? Are you feeling any better today? Nope, wrong way. That way. What's up, Bubba? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Brain snacky time. You know, they still haven't sponsored me yet, but I still keep advertising their products because I want them to sponsor me because I like their products. But for our snacky time, we have Country Archer Provisions mini beef taco stick. It's delicious. Oh, Garfield, you'll like this. National Fire. Oh, son of a jack-o'-lantern. Oh, yep, it came out the top. Okay. National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg, Maryland. Can't have anything nice. Oh, thank you. I try. I appreciate y'all's inspiration. Yeah, because of myself. That's the reason I can't have nice things, all because of me. The Tuca. Oh, it could have been way worse. I didn't realize my cup was that full. Apparently, I haven't been drinking water today. Which I guess makes sense. I had a cup of coffee, but I didn't really sit down and drink the coffee. I got rudely awoken this morning by my work phone going off, so I got up. Uh, I made the coffee. I started the fire in the fireplace. Uh, Ate some breakfast. Sat down and did our winter weather brief. Uh, has Kitty been posted by the fire since? Probably. Except for the daughter just came in and said that you took Kitty outside for a walk. The most dog cat ever. She plays fetch, goes on walks. But then I did the winter weather brief for this coming weekend. And then took a shower. Hopped into MacBuild's stream, which looks like he's still streaming. Pretty sure he popped in a little bit ago. Well, actually, I guess probably like an hour ago now. On one of his breaks. Um, then I was helping the wife with her computer while helped my buddy with his server, Garfield actually, trying to figure out why his eco server's not coming up with the right version. Then went grocery shop. Well, not grocery shopping. Went shopping for new cameras for Book and me because. Hey, welcome back. Kitty did great on her walk, and she did get her treats. Cool. Oh yeah, I also fed Kitty this morning. Yeah, Book's OBS decided to just nope. You have two cameras that are alike. They have the same name. Not going to recognize one of them anymore. So we went and got two new cameras, one for her and one for me, in case mine decides that it doesn't like having two cameras named the same thing anymore. Plus, they were cameras that I've been looking at previously to get, and they just always been too expensive. But these were on sale, so. And what's funny is they were on sale in the store, but they were on sale online for an extra $12 off from the same store. So they price matched their internet price. He doesn't like the loud noises. Strange. Oh, before I do that, I need to do this. This one goes this way. Goes right. Exactly who I want to be. And you're still on hold with Nitrado, huh? I was actually kind of hoping that your eco account, your play.eco account, was what was causing the issue so we could get it cleared up quicker, but guess not. She just hid in the sweatshirt. Nope, I'm out. We just gonna go hide now. Get my nasty finger oil off the piece here before I put the sticker on. One person ahead of me. If only it were that easy. It should be. What we've been saying all morning, right? It should just work this way. And people wonder why I got out of IT. I tell you, the time I realized that IT was not going to be my career field in the future was I was working on a machine for the Intel squadron, and they were having issues with their Microsoft Outlook for all their emails. So I was sitting there trying to figure it out, and the error that it was throwing up was uh, mother trucker. I did that backwards. But the error that it was throwing up was Microsoft Outlook closed due to an unspecified error. I'm like, okay, cool. No big deal. I'll just uninstall Office and reinstall it. Seems like a rational thing to do. Because even rebooting the machine wasn't causing it, wasn't fixing it. I was like, I'll just install and reinstall. No big deal. Well, uninstalled it, restarted the machine, installed it. Microsoft Office closed due to an unspecified error. But what in the world? So I troubleshot it some more, and I eventually called up Microsoft. And I got my way through tier 1 support, worked my way through tier 2 support, hit tier 3 support, and they said, you have to talk to the programmers because we don't know what that error means. So they sent me to the programmers, and the programmer said, oh, that's an error that we threw in as a catch-all for anything that we could not identify. I'm like, all right, cool. How do I fix it? And they're like, well, the only way to fix it is to uninstall and reinstall Windows. And I was like, what? Like, yep, something is corrupt between uh in the software between Windows and Outlook, and the only way to fix it is to uninstall and reinstall Windows and then reinstall Office. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, and that took me, I think that took 3 days to troubleshoot. I was like, yep, this career field's not for me. That's just dumb. I got to replace an entire operating system because one program doesn't work. And back then, we didn't have images, or we didn't ghost, we didn't have ghost machine or ghosts of machines. So if you had to uninstall and reinstall Windows, that was an all-day affair. So I'll be bought back down there with my little admin kit, and I had them uh, save all their pertinent information off that machine onto their shared drive. And then I uninstalled Windows, formatted the machine and everything. It took, granted, I was installing Windows XP on a machine that had Windows 95 originally. It took 8 hours to install Windows. That shit sucked. And that was just the Windows. I still had to install um, Microsoft Office, and I had to install a program called DMS, Defense Messaging System. And what it was an overlay for uh, Microsoft Outlook so that you can encrypt your emails, because back then there was no encryption. Not like today where you can just go into your little Outlook and click the little encrypt button and it encrypts your emails for you. It didn't do that. You had to install a third-party program. And get this, take a wild guess at who made the DMS program for making it possible to encrypt emails for Outlook. Garfield might know. And I guarantee that Tyranny would know if he's here. But the company that developed the software to be able to encrypt emails was none other than Lockheed Martin. A company best known for airplanes. Lockheed Martin. They're better known for making airplanes than software. I wouldn't mind finding one of those. Wife just says, is that like learning that Singer made guns during World War II? Apparently, they were some of the most reliable guns because, they're really good at stabbing people or punching holes in things. That's what it was. They're really good at punching holes in things. Circle. What have I become? Now that I pray. In a slave. That's pretty nice. Wreckage of life. I become. We're going to guess General Dynamics. No, no. Lockheed Martin. It's funny because my admin kit had a disk in it for installing DMS that had Lockheed Martin's little logo on it and everything, and FOUO for official use only, and do not disseminate, and all kinds of other fun stuff. I was just like, really? Lockheed Martin? That's who we're using for software? So, in my military career, I have learned that many aircraft companies have also made software for military. Boeing has made some software. Um, some of the stuff that I was dealing with when I was in North Dakota was software made by Boeing. Not too shabby either. Betray what I've ever loved and pushed them away. I have been a slave to the Judas in my mind. Is there something left? Wreckage of my I become a man. All right, we got ads. They'll be starting soon. It's a 3-minute block of ads. We do once per hour to minimize the disruption to the stream and to get rid of pre rolls. This way, when people come in to see the Tuca movie, they get to see me instead of seeing ads before they get to see me. If you are subscribed or if you have Twitch Turbo, you will not receive ads. That is not a ploy to get you to subscribe or get Turbo. It's just stating a fact. If you do not have Turbo or if you're not a sub, fear not. I do not build Lego during the ads. I had to make sure I said that right this time. I may pick up pieces for the next couple of steps or whatever while we're in the ad break, but I will not be building, so you won't miss any of the build. You may miss some of the chat and banter going on between me and other people in chat. The only content that you may miss out on is when I stream video games on Saturday nights. and you're not subbed or have Twitch Turbo, then you'll miss the stuff during the ads, but you won't miss any of the Lego builds. So fret not. During the ad break, though, please take the time to go and get a drink, get a snack, get up, walk around, maybe use the restroom if you need to. Just do some self-care, because at this point we've been sitting here for 2 hours, so you get the blood moving a little bit. This time around, I am going to take a little break myself and get up and get the blood moving. So you should join me in doing so. And then when we reconvene after 8 minutes, after 3 minutes, we'll start the build again. All right. And we are in ads, so I will be back in about 3 minutes. Please take some time for self-care yourself. All right. Well, welcome back from break, everybody. Hopefully, everybody got a chance to do some self care. I went and checked on the fireplace. It had burned out, but um, it's not too terrible outside right now. So I decided not to restart it. Try and maybe save a little bit of wood for this weekend since we're supposed to have some cold temperatures. I think Saturday, Friday or Saturday morning, one of the two. We're gonna have wind chills, a single digits, like 3 degree wind chills, which you know, not really. Excuse me. Uncommon for North Dakota from where we came from a couple years ago, but it's definitely cold for folks down here. They bring out like parkas and stuff if it's 32 degrees outside. Some people are gonna be hurting. Hammer ball reminder, but I just now saw it, so and too late. Suffocate city. Yeah, we definitely want to make sure we have wood available this weekend if we do, end up getting ice. Ice can knock out power. We definitely want to make sure we got enough wood in case we have power outage. Need to get out the generator and fire it up, let it run a little bit. Make sure it's good to go. Not too worried about if it snows with the power going out, unless, of course, some dummy runs into the utility pole. The only reason why power would go out in the snow. But hey, Stranger Things, right? Thank y'all for sticking through the ads. The ads help support the channel, helps keep the Twitch platform free for everybody. That's the nice thing about Twitch is you can sit here and you can hang out with your friends, new people that you just met. If you don't want to, you don't have to pay a dime. Give me a little. Huh. Ancient China is credited with creating the earliest forms of ice cream, often a frozen mixture of milk and rice. Interesting. So was it rice cream? Sorry. I could not help myself. You scream ice cream, we all scream for rice cream. Rusties. Oh, you so punny. Make me laugh wrong time. That pretty decent. I mean, it looks like he has an underbite. Oh. Hello. How are you today? Garfield, you get through to Notrado yet? Are you still on hold? Kachiga, Kachiga, Kachiga. You're next, apparently? Sweet. Well, earlier he said there was one person ahead of him. Now he's saying he's next. One person working the. Folks said they figure that if they make you wait long enough, you'll just hang up the phone. They ain't got to deal with you at all. Safe. No one is safe from. I'm convinced that's the way a lot of customer service is nowadays. Just trying to wait you out to see if you'll eventually just give up and hang up. And eventually they're just like, well, I guess they're not going to hang up. So guess we'll take this call. Safe, safe. Huh. I'm missing one of these little. Well, it's not clear bags anymore, so it's possible it's stayed in the bag. But no. Boy, that's bag 3. I'm on bag 4. Where's bag 4? Ah, Garfield hasn't responded to my joke, so he must be on the phone now. I finally picked up. What do you want? I said you didn't respond to my joke about customer service nowadays. Is just them seeing if you'll wait long enough before they pick up the phone. I figured you were actually on the phone with them. Dealing with a family emergency via text. Oh, fun. All right, we have a silly cobra. Effective balls are geo balls. I mean, family is more important than watching me. Book says depends on your family. So I guess she does have a point. Her family, not so much. Waiting on responses. Suffocation. Breathe. I caught the silly cobra. All right, bag 5. This was the only piece left out of that bag. That's cool. Contemplating suicide. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. All right. Visual inspection of bag. No parts. Hey, we got some Lightyear. Wish they were Lightyear Eagles. That'd be kind of. Well, it couldn't be Eagles because that would be too close to Goodyear Eagles. Lightyear Falcons. Falcon. Losing my sight, losing my mind. One goes over here. Here, over here. This is number 9. Yeah. So I have a light on back over here in the corner. You can kind of see it glaring off my face here. But when I angle the parts a certain way, it makes it easier to see where the sticker is lining up on the part. That's nice. So we're having a chili cook-off on Wednesday at work. which is kind of convenient considering we might be working over the weekend. So we'll just eat chili all weekend. We'll get some inclement weather over time. Which I definitely like better than regular overtime. In order for us to get regular overtime, you have to work uh, more than 88 hours. And then for the time that you work over 88 hours, you get comp time. It's one for one, though. But you have to work a minimum of 88 hours before you can start accruing that comp time. Not a fan of that because if you work 88 and a half hours, well, guess what? You get a half hour of comp time. But when it comes to inclement weather, every hour that you work for inclement weather, you get inclement weather comp time. I likes that a lot. Get me. Oh, no, that's not what I. Wait, yeah, that's right. I tricked myself into thinking it was wrong, but it was right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. But dang you. Trying to hold it together. Too late. Oh, I didn't get it flipped on. Almost said something else. Fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. Gotta love Rusties. With a little bit of Rusties and an insane amount of luck, you too can look like me. My name's Mater. You know, like Tub Mater without the tuh. Please tell me that they will do a Mater. Oh, I will build Mater. I don't even care if it's Technic. I will build a Technic meter. I'm happy in a tornado trailer park. Wee! I'm not a big fan of Technic, but if there's a set that is like I have to have, and it's a Technic, I'll still build it. I won't be happy, but I'll still build it. That's like the next generation NASCAR Camaro. Because it was a Camaro, I had to have it. I'm happy that it was Technic, but I still built it. Technic is your favorite. It is my least favorite. Hey, Great Bluey, how are you? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hopefully, you're having a good Monday, staying warm out there. Just ordered something awesome. What'd you order? Oh, you got the Eevee Lego set? Sweet. Not as big into Pokemon as other people. I mean, until Pokemon Go came out, I didn't even really know much about Pokemon. But my wife, it's cool. We got the drive shaft, rear differential. But my wife, she had Pokemon cards when she was growing up, and my kids like Pokemon. So, and I got a lot of fans in my chat here that like Pokemon. So I have the Pokemon game going. You play the Pokemon game. Feel free to enjoy. But the Eevee set looks pretty cool. I got a couple of friends, and my daughter loves Eevees, and our friend Steal Your Heart, she loves all the Eevees. She doesn't care which one it is. She loves all the Eevees. It is the Lightning McQueen car. We're almost done with it. This is bag 5. We're finishing up here. Getting the last couple of stickers on here. Trying to keep my fat, oily fingers from getting on the piece where I'm going to put the sticker. Sticker sticks better. Ka-chow. Ka-chigga. I was just mentioning earlier that I hope they do Mater. I mean, I have a record truck from the corner garage. No. It attached where I didn't want it to. Come on, give me the sticker back. Oh no. Oh. Oh, it's my sticker. Come on. And shaking too much right now. There we go. Doesn't help that my hands over here shaking. I think so. It was. It did not want to cooperate. Welcome back, Natty. Yeah. Woo! Almost ran into our snowplow. So there we go. Let's not plow the snow in front of Lightning McQueen there. So we got our snowplow with the salt spreader. In preparation for the winter storm this weekend. And we have Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow. We need Mater. As in Mater without the tuh. Been here the whole time, just not talking, been gaming. What you been gaming? Hell Let Loose? Sea of Thieves? Rust? Alright. Well, we're just a little early on our stream ending, but let's find somebody to raid into. How about my good buddy GH? But new people are always like, wait, Grand Admiral Quack is streaming? He is, but he's not streaming Lego. Anybody streaming Lego that we want to go check out? Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Now, let me grab the train station. We'll do the train station stickers. I gotta figure out what set that was again. I don't think the maintenance. Oh, there's the maintenance truck right there. I don't think it had any stickers though. So, oh wait, yeah, it did. It had the toilet sticker. All right. Let's see here. Lego. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So, Lego City train station. Oh wow, there's a bunch. There's one from 2007, which looks kind of neat. 2010 one looks more like like an overpass or a walking bridge over a train station. The 2014, that one looks kind of neat. And the one that we have is the 2022 version. All right. See what all stickers are in here. Oh. Okay, so there's more stickers than I thought on the maintenance truck. All right, so let's move our snowplow over here out the way. Move Lightning McQueen out the way. Get our maintenance truck out here. Uh, that off and then take these out so they don't fall when I tip this over. Thank you, Garfield, for reminding me. Well, because he's doing maintenance on the tracks, there's not always a toilet on the railroad track, so he's got to carry one with him. And then he can lower the wheels here and just run along the tracks. Technically, though, this one. Because the rear wheels typically are touching the rails. Maybe it's that way. There we go. But typically, the rear wheels are touching the rails because that's what the vehicle uses to propel itself forward. That's what the brush is for. He's got jokes. Oh, yeah. Right here is the license plate. That's a little off. Depends on the version of the truck. There are some that drive with the riser. True. Most of the ones around here on that the UP uses, it has a riser on the rear that basically keeps the truck in line, but it uses the rear wheels as the traction. That way they don't have to motorize the wheels, which costs extra. More than friends. Hopefully nobody's in this toilet. I got it tipped over here. There we go. Oh no, it's a porta john. Alright, that's all the stickers for that. Alright. Get this hooked back up. Slide it back underneath here. Tuck it back down. Brush and shovel back in the garbage can. Alright, now we got the bus. Bus didn't want to stand on its end. That's pretty straight. Here. In the back. Two attack knives in the back. Back like that. There we go. Bus number 43. That go. Oh, bet you go. that go on the end? Yes, that goes. Oh, that's correct. Oh well. Timer ball reminder. No one's really going to see that sticker on the inside. Not too worried about it being a little crooked. Not the song I thought it was. Heard that thunder, and I was like, "Oh, thunder rolls." Not thunder rolls. There we go. Got those two stickers on there. All right, that's it for the bus. Oh, I forgot to put the bike back on the back of the bus. There we go. No, stop turning. Dang it. Nope. Well, I got a bunch more stickers on here. Oh, oh it's that. Oh, boo. Definitely easier to do this while building versus after the build is done. Oh, nope, nope. Where's my other? Ooh. No! 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 There we go. All right. This is going on to the bench. So for those that are just joining, I built this set about a month ago, but it didn't have the stickers. So Lego sent me the stickers, and I got them in earlier this last week. So now we're trying to put the stickers on. Out unbuilding the. Ads will be starting soon. Snooze that because we're about to raid out as soon as I finish this. I'm thinking though. Missed. The only ones that are left, I think, actually are on the bus. I think I just missed them when I was scrolling through. Oh, no. Here. Ah, this thing right here. That's good. We can take that off. Nope. Right back on here. There we go. Thank you, Garfield, for reminding me to put the stickers on my train station. There we go. Here's our train station. We got the sticker here that says tickets. We got one here that says cafe. We got our bench here. On the inside, we have our map over there. We got our lost / found puppy. And then we have this piece right here that shows what time the train's arriving in approximately 2 minutes. And then we have our bus, the bus number, our little advertisement for fresh on the back. And then we have the maintenance truck with its stickers on the side and the sticker on the porta potty. All right, now let's raid out. All right. Somebody in English. Ooh, the Black Pearl. Oh, they're on the Be Right Back screen. Let's go to Quack. I never get to raid into Quack. I mean, he's not doing Lego, but I never get to raid into him because he usually streams on the weekend, and I don't stream on weekends, so let's raid into him. Oh, Brand. Oh my god, I'm sitting here staring at it, and I can't figure out how to spell Admiral. There we go. And thank you to Book for putting the shout out in there. So if anybody gets left behind, that's where we're going. All right, we got the raid set up. hopefully everybody will follow me over to Grand Admiral Quack. Like I said earlier, great guy, funny guy to listen to. His stream anniversary is coming up here in a couple months, where he's going to be doing a lot of community stuff. So make sure you check him out for that. Right now he's playing Arc Raiders, so it's kind of something different. Normally he does Legos. He even does mock builds. He did a mock build of Mario through the different levels. He made that himself and then built it and then took it to Brick World in Chicago this past year. So he does a lot of cool stuff. Looks like he's playing with more and more. Another cool Lego builder as well. So we'll send y'all over there, and then come Saturday, I'll be doing some gaming, maybe with Quack, depending upon if he's around. And we will see y'all hopefully Saturday, depending upon the winter weather. If nothing else, I'll see you next Monday. Y'all have a good week. Bye.